All right, well, joining me now is my guy, Mike Reiss, straight from the NFL Combine. Was down there 3 days in Indy. Good to see you. Good to have you back.
Great to be with you, Steve. Got some good intel to share.
Oh, yeah, let's just dig right in because they got the 4th pick, Mike.
Yeah.
This is a big draft, Mike. You can't get this one wrong.
Yes.
What do you think they're going to do?
All right, so let's...
They have options.
Yes, they got options, Steve. Let's start with this. If I had to say the one theme that I took out of being at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis...
Is what?
The Patriots are going to focus on the offensive line and the defensive line first in building this team. So we know free agency, Steve, starts... You can start talking to free agents March 10th.
Okay.
So they're doing some of that work a little bit at the Combine because agents are there and other teams are there. They're trying to get a feel for the landscape. If I had to say one thing, just a blanket statement, they're going to build from the inside out. So try to find offensive and defensive linemen to shore up what they felt like was a big weakness last year.
I like that, Mike. I do, but I keep saying this over and over and over again.
Yes.
I want a weapon.
All right, let's talk about it.
I want a weapon.
You would love it
if
Travis Hunter.
Talk to me, Mike.
All right. Colorado. All right. Travis Hunter.
Two-way player.
He could be a cornerback.
Yep.
He could be a receiver, Steve. And I love this nugget that Elliot Wolf told the Patriots team website. Matt Groh, one of their top scouts, goes out to Colorado. He doesn't write one scouting report on Travis Hunter. He writes 2.
Okay.
One of them as a receiver.
One's a cornerback.
One as a cornerback. Well, very rare. That shows you how rare it
Right.
is. The question, will he get to the Patriots at number 4? Because if he does, I think it's a run up to the podium, hand in the card, draft
so they
Travis
take
Hunter.
him. If he's available,
they
take him before they take an lineman. Defensive lineman, offensive lineman.
I believe so. Even though I'm talking about building through the line, Steve, you're going to have a chance to do that in free agency.
Yep.
Even later in the draft. At number 4, you need an elite premium player regardless of the position because you're only up there so many times.
So when I say weapon, and if they do draft Travis Hunter at 4, I'm talking receiver. I'm not talking defensive back now.
So, and I'm with you. I would play him at receiver. I don't know where the Patriots view him as the better fit with their team, but I would implore them, if they ask from the advice of the law firm of Burton and Reiss, how should we proceed, guys? We would tell them, you and me, receiver.
Receiver.
Right? But, Steve, does Tennessee at number 1, who needs a lot of help, do they take him? Cleveland at number 2. Probably going to take a quarterback. That's what it sounds like. So I don't think they would be in on Hunter. Then you get the Giants at number 3. So it's, it's does he get there? And that's sort of what we're going to be talking about leading into the draft.
So if he's not available, then what?
All right. So what you're hoping for the Patriots is that the 2 quarterbacks, Cam Ward of Miami and Shedeur Sanders of Colorado,
are gone.
That they go 1, 2, 3. 2 of them within there. Then great scenarios.
Then you got Hunter
for the Patriots. You got either Hunter, and if Hunter's not there, Abdul Carter, pass rusher from Penn State. And Steve, I got to tell you, I like him. It's like the last time the Patriots had the 4th pick, 1994. Willie McGinnis, right? That would be like.
Are
Abdul
you comparing
Carter.
him to McGinnis?
I mean, I don't want to do that to Abdul Carter because that's a high bar to hit. But I think in terms of impact, Steve, and the idea of, hey, we got one here at number 4. Like, that is a sure thing. But if you get past Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, what concerns me for the Patriots is there's not a slam dunk in my view right now.
All right, what about this kid out of Michigan, Mason Graham?
All right.
Okay, talk about him because he was a big name all week long.
Mason Graham, a penetrating defensive tackle.
There's a butt coming.
Steve.
There's a butt coming.
Okay, this is the crazy part of the NFL.
What?
You can be 296 pounds, and you're considered undersized. So he was listed at 320 when he played for Michigan. So 6'3", 320. You're thinking, this guy's a big guy.
What do you weigh in at?
296
That's
at the
problem.
Combine. Well, where did the 29 pounds go, or whatever the difference is? 24 pounds. Where did they go, Steve? You know. So the question the Patriots going to ask is at 296, which is light. Usually you're going to be 305, 310. You know, does that move him down in their rankings? Because you got these big offensive linemen that are going to be leaning on him.
His stock goes down. If you can't come in and talk about that weight and lose, 30 pounds, whatever it is.
Right. And I think the only thing on that is Aaron Donald, is a great defensive lineman who played for the Rams. He was 285. So if you're special, sometimes that doesn't matter as much. The question, Steve, is do they feel Mason Graham is special? So those are going to be some of the conversations they're having.
Then you got this LSU tackle.
Will Campbell. big question on him, Steve.
Is what?
Measurements. We're getting back into the measure. You'll have the combine measurements, Steve. His arm length. Let's put her, Steve. He puts his arms out.
Tell me he doesn't have short arms.
32 and 5/8.
Mike,
All right, and
what should his arms
as a
be?
tackle, you want to be 33 plus. So
1 inch. We're talking 1 inch makes it that much of a difference.
I mean, that's what they say. This is this
Can he block?
Well, that he certainly can. He was at LSU. He did pretty well. But
You want a guy that can block.
But so here's the question, Steve, that they're going to ask. If your arms are sub 33, are you more of a guard where you don't have, sometimes you're playing outside. You want to have the reach to keep the rushers at bay. So I think, again, similar to Mason Graham with the weight, that's a question the Patriots are going to ask. How much is a concern is the sub-standard arm length?
All right. Big subject this week when it comes to looking at this football team.
Yes.
Who's got the final say? Who's going to be making these picks? Is it going to be Vrabel?
Yeah.
Is it going to be Elliott Wolf?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
So, Steve, I feel strongly that Mike Vrabel is the leading voice here.
Okay.
That what Mike wants, I think Mike is going to get. I think where Elliott Wolf came out and said, by the letter of the contract, he does have the final say.
Right.
And I think one example of this is when Bill Parcells was here, he was in 93 to 96. He was making the decisions up until the end. But even then, by the letter of the law, it was actually someone else that had their name on the contract.
Right.
Patrick Forte, I think it was, that had his name on the contract. So I think it's a little bit of a semantics game here where, yes, Elliott Wolf, if he wants to turn in the card and say, oh, I'm doing it my way and go rogue, I don't think he'll have a job, to be honest, much longer. If he does that, I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's Mike Vrabel. It's his vision. It's what he wants. And I think Elliott's smart enough to know he doesn't want to give him players that he doesn't want to coach.
Was there a lot of positive talk about the Patriots out at the Combine?
There was, Steve. I think the stuff about Mike Vrabel, first and foremost, experienced coach, leadership, direction, vision. Also Drake May. People think like, Steve, if Drake May was in this draft this year, just for perspective, number 1 pick. And it's not even close. So they think coach, quarterback, they're off to a good start.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And their biggest need, what would you say is their biggest need?
Yep. I'm a big line guy. I go back to this.
Offensive line?
I think offensive line. I think defensive line. I think start there. And Steve, when I think about free agency, if the Ravens left tackle, Ronnie Stanley, going to be 31 this month, a little bit older, but he was a first-round pick out of Notre Dame in 2016. I think if he's available, throw the bag at him, for lack of a better term. That's what they say these days. Throw the bag at him. Steve, you might have to overpay him, like Vrabel said. You might have to, but that type of guy would be a great start to your offseason.
Last question.
Yeah, let's do it.
17 games.
Yeah.
Give me their record.
I love it. We're going record on March 2nd.
4 wins the last 2 seasons. Just give me tell me it's above 7.
It's going to be more than 4. And Steve, if you look at their opponents, 9 games at home, 8 games on the road. The opponents don't look as tough as they were last year. So I think 8, 9 is not out of the question.
I'll take that.
I know, but how about that? You're putting me March 2nd, Steve.
I know,
it's going to be a big headline.
But this is what you do.
Reiss predicts 8 or 9 wins.
But that's why you're the expert.
I love it, Steve.
My guy.
You're great.
Thanks,
that was
Mike.
fun.